Ooh, there we go. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us again for another episode of Dole Whip Destinations with your co-host, Trent.
Tiffany.
And Casey.
Whoop, whoop.
Well, hello, everybody.
What's going on?
Hi.
How was your day?
Pretty chill. Just went to work, came home.
I was at work all day, transitioning in terms of what I'm doing for work too. By the time around this comes out, we'll probably already be on the way of making some form of mock merch that we're going to have for ourselves coming up. We'll be able to walk around with them and everything, kind of let people know what's going on in terms of who we are and just our emblem itself. So that's what I've been doing.
So exciting. Well, it is spring in New York. So as you guys know, there was no sun for the past 3 months. And now it's finally
beautiful.
It's late 60s, early 70s, where it's not remotely hot, but you don't need a sweater. And
listen, not in Florida, let me tell you.
I saw up in New York, there was what's it called? Edmond Park or some kind of park like that opened up. And it was I don't know if that was the name of it, but it was a funny video because everybody had their towels and blankets and they were waiting off to the side to get a spot. And they were like, the park is officially open. Yeah. And they just started running. Yeah. They showed an image the other day of an aerial view of the big part of Central Park that we went to where everybody tans and stuff.
Wow.
And there was not an empty spot.
Yeah. I live next to the Brooklyn Bridge Park, and it's a huge sitting area, basically.
We know, because on the opposite side of that is where we got engaged.
No, it's actually the same side. It's the same side. You mean on the other side of the bridge?
The other side of the bridge, yeah. But
still on Brooklyn.
Yeah, because Brooklyn Bridge Park, that's where the carousel is, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I live right next to the carousel. That's so funny. I didn't even think about that, but I now live
Hey, you manifested
100
that.
feet from...
Yeah.
Hey, you manifested that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm loving the good weather, but I think it might be time for something.
I think it's time for something.
Rope drop.
All right, it is time for Rope Drop and Rumors. This is our segment where we just drop a little Disney tea, a little pop culture tea, whatever our fancy is that week. Tiff, you want to kick us off?
Sure will. Mine is about the Happily Ever After fireworks show.
What?
That is transitioning to, instead of 9:20, it's going to be 10 o'clock.
You made my heart stop. I thought you were going to say it was going away or something. I was like, no, what?
No, July 6th is transitioning to that time, that later time. So they're going to have a nighttime parade.
I wonder if that has to do you know what? It's probably not going to, but I wish that would mean that the park would stay open till 12. Because, it normally stays open 2 hours past the show. So it's could you imagine it staying open until 12?
I just think so, because you can kind of cap your night, then be done.
But you know where it gives it another opportunity too? How many times have we gone or somebody else has gone out for dinner and there's reservations where you're going to have a long park day and you want to have something to eat at a different park or a different resort, but you still want to make it in time for the fireworks.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of times where I'm like, okay, if I'm done with the park by 7,
true.
Can I do I go to eat at this time or watch the fireworks and go later? So now it kind of gives you that time to do everything.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Because we love Steakhouse 71.
Oh.
But you know what I'm just thinking about? What might be bad is if you, luckily, I don't know. Right now we don't have kids. So, but I love kids. We love them. But at the same time too, man, if you're a parent having to wait that extra bit of time to watch the show,
I think it's going to basically make a lot of them not
leave.
Go, is my guess. So I think that the crowd will not be as big. So
hopefully, or they're going to be really cranky, and that'll be something else.
Or they'll be on your shoulders, literally just a kid on someone's shoulders, just sitting up there
asleep.
Yeah, just trying to wake up. And they're just.
But for us, it gives us time because that night we'll be at. I think you can walk from the Polynesian, but we'll probably just monorail it. But we'll be there at I don't know, maybe 6 or 7ish.
Yeah, and it'll be perfect timing.
Well, then we can go and maybe ride something before it actually starts.
Oh, for sure.
I'm gonna look at what's going on for Lightning Lane and stuff like that. We're going around when it's gonna be my birthday. So
yeah,
I don't care.
You had a dream, what would be a ride that you would really want?
Oh, it's always the same ride. There's nothing. I mean, there's nothing like the Tower of Terror.
No, I mean at Magic Kingdom.
Oh, at Magic Kingdom? Oh,
right before
Space
show
Mountain.
would start.
Right before the show would start. Honestly, there was I don't know if it was the last time we went or not, but when we were on Tiana's and it was I think it was the time before last. I don't know, we go so much, but there was one time we were on Tiana's and the fireworks were going off, and
That was the last time we went, I think.
was it?
Yeah.
No, because the last time we went, we were walking through. I think we were leaving Tiana's to go over there.
That might have not been with Casey though.
I don't remember. There's so many times. What could I go on though beforehand? There was a time where we were on Tiana's and you can almost see a really good view of the fireworks when after you go down, you go around the bend, you know, and it's got that music almost there. And I feel like things are clicking in my life when that moment happens every time.
Nice.
Facts.
Well, yep, that's my rope drop. Trent.
Mine is related to Star Wars. Whoa. Starfighter is a new movie that's coming out for Star Wars. It's supposed to be 5 years after the last Star Wars movie. You can't hear it, but Buck, our dog, is just
He's having a sneeze attack.
he's going for it right now.
right there.
I don't think we could hear it at all.
Okay, good.
Well,
But he's okay.
you good?
He's smiling.
Starfighter's going to be a good movie. I'm not too sure what the plot is about yet. I think they're filming it and everything, but they've kind of been under wraps in terms of what it's about necessarily.
Wait, this
it's-
seems like a huge deal. If they're making a new Star
It is.
Wars?
I mean, there's
Well,
a bunch of new releases that are coming
yeah.
out in terms of just Star Wars and Marvel in general.
Mm.
This is just one of many things. The reason why I like this one the most is because it's featuring somebody new to the Star Wars universe, which is Ryan Gosling.
Really?
Yeah, he's gonna be the star of this one. It's 5 years after Episode 9, which was like the last movie, the like, big budget movie that they had.
Trilogy.
Yeah. So, and it's the director from all the Deadpool movies. So I know that it's going to be like a certain amount of humor
Yeah.
mixed
Wait, Ryan
More
Gosling
like
or Ryan
adult
Reynolds?
based.
No, Ryan Gosling. The
Okay.
director from Deadpool is going to be in there.
Interesting.
Is
So
who's directing it,
Ryan
but yeah,
universe.
Yeah, so this is going to be step for me, something else to nerd out about. They've done a lot of TV show spinoffs and things of that nature, but it's been a while since there's been another big box office.
But
kind
he
of
was
movie.
a part of, why am I blanking on the name? But what, like Britney Spears and Christina
What?
Aguilera
Mickey Mouse
was
Club.
Mickey Mouse Club. Ryan
Yeah.
Gosling was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, so it's like full circle moment for
it's
him.
a full.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's full circle.
I like
Um,
that.
Yeah.
That's why Casey needs to jump on the Star Wars train.
I mean, there's
I know. I feel like I'm too late, you know?
No.
Like-
you're never too
You
late.
can always catch up.
You're never too late.
Listen,
There's just
You
so
know how
much
to binge.
lore. There's so much lore
It's
to it.
certain
like,
things you watch. Honestly, the cool thing about Star Wars is the universe has become so big. You can either be a junkie. I'm not quite a junkie. I mean, I feel like I've seen a decent amount of things when it comes to Star Wars, and I've read a lot of comic books and some book spinoffs, and I've probably seen everything that they've made. So I wouldn't say I'm a junkie. I have a tattoo on my body and a helmet right here, so I wouldn't say I'm a junkie. But the cool thing is the Star Wars universe is big enough to where you can kind of pick and choose what kind of fan you want to be. You can there's people that just like the animated stuff. There's people that don't
Yeah.
like the trilogy movies and only like certain things. There's people that only watch the Mandalorian stuff and do not care because they just like Grogu,
Yeah.
who is considered Baby Yoda, you know? So I think that there's a cool bunch of areas where you can pick and choose what kind of fan you want to be.
to be honest, I feel like I didn't really get into it until I met Trent because he loves Star Wars. And I've always
Mhm.
like seen the Star Wars, but I didn't know enough. Even watching them, I can see how like it's confusing because there's a lot going on. But I had him to like answer all my questions when we were like watching, you know, whatever, the movies and stuff. So I can understand how it'd be confusing to watch by yourself.
maybe this will be the year of Star Wars for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
Who knows? All right.
All right, Casey,
mine.
you're up.
Mine, I'm like really excited for this, and I wasn't for quite a while, and I'll admit it, but the new Stitch movie is coming out this Friday, and
Mm.
I'm recently so excited, and I didn't know if they were
Mhm.
going to butcher it, and I saw like some like clips here and there, and then when I saw the new, I guess like
Trailer.
the recent version of the Hawaiian roller coaster ride song,
Mhm.
like sold.
Oh my gosh, I cried.
I was gonna say I teared. I literally teared up, and
No.
I was like, they did it. Like they did it in a way that's not. I don't know how to explain it. Like they nailed it, and I'm so excited to see it in the theaters and just soak it all up. So that is my news.
I cannot wait. Trent has actually been so excited that he put it on the calendar.
Well, and they could have made Stitch look really creepy, like Sonic
Yeah.
or Shrek. You know, I mean, like.
But I
They
think
could-
they knew that some kids would be scared, you know, so it still had to be somewhat a kind of cartoony alien guy that
think
was
he-
like,
he
you
looks
still want to
like-
cuddle.
He looks just like Stitch. You know, like I
Yeah.
don't even see really a difference. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, but they
No, I
nailed
think it's
it.
going to be good.
I think it's
I'm
gonna be a
excited.
good movie. It'll be fun. I think I mentioned it before too. I'm pretty sure for the most part in that movie, they also tried to get a bunch of like indigenous people to the island to be work on the staff, work on like all the
Mhm.
people behind the scenes that run the food, all that kind of stuff. Holding lights, it doesn't really matter, but I know that that was one of the cool things that. Oh, look at Lucy back there.
Don't startle her. She'll make a
But
scene.
we think it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to go see it on Friday. It's gonna be
we'll
good time.
report back next week on how it was. But I have very, very high hopes.
Yeah, same.
Well, I think it's time for.
And now for the main event.
All right, so we are going to be doing the magical bracket, and this is
Mhm.
going to be a game where we essentially take weirdly beloved rides. I think it's kind of boring if you do like the Guardians of the World and things like that. So
Yeah, it's easy.
we're doing weirdly beloved rides that are just niche, but we love them, and we'll justify why they're number one. So basically, this bracket is going to go me, Tiffany, Trent, circle back from Trent, Tiffany, me. And we'll go like that until there's 4. Tiffany's going to write down the answers. And if someone chooses my number 1, then I got to go to my number 2. And hopefully by the end of it, we each have a solid bracket and we'll say who wins. So
Anybody's but mine.
I will kick us off. Mine is the People Mover.
But see, and that's why I didn't go there because I knew someone
I
was gonna
knew
pick
it was
it.
going to be on her list, but I obviously didn't know the order.
Because I think
of
that
it.
low key, the People Mover might be one of the best roller coasters that's ever been invented.
I honestly wish it was longer. I wish it was around the whole entire park, or if not, even each land had their own People Mover
Yes.
or something. You know
what
what
a
I mean?
great-
That could have
what a
that could have
great
been the end
take.
of the conversation.
Right?
Yeah,
There
every
is
land should
nothing-
have its own.
It really should.
Yeah.
There's
Or if it was all connected, that would still be really cool.
that I would just ride.
But I
would
guess
do
that's the
anything.
train.
I was gonna say, what do
basically.
you mean?
But they need. But they need to.
But it's not open at nighttime.
But imagine a train like you're saying though, but through like kind of like that, like through the parks though.
Yeah.
You know what
But
I
I
mean?
think the People Mover is just such a vibe because you're really
Yeah.
only in Tomorrowland. So it feels like specific. It's not just like you're in a tram going around a park. It's like
I live for those moments.
and to watch it on when Happily Ever After is going on.
Mhm.
I'm not
Yeah,
even
you
kidding.
really
that,
did get the best view last time.
That was the like precipice of my life. I
Yeah.
don't know how to explain it.
I love that video. Casey's like, I got tea.
Literally 0% of me thought I was going to see her coming out of
Yeah.
that tunnel.
No, it was amazing.
And then when I
timing.
just
I
saw
love that
her
place.
right in front of me, I was like, there's no way. There's no way. All right, so
Wow.
that's my number 1.
That was a good one to start. So me next.
Be you next.
So mine is, we kind of talked about it last episode, but the Carousel of Progress.
Damn, that was my number 2.
Good. Good.
I
I
like it.
just love it.
You know what
I love
the
the
same
AC.
I was gonna say the same reason I love the People Mover. I love a good air condition. The older I get, the more I become an old man. I like
Yeah.
I like the smell of cut grass. You know, I like a good piece of wood table, like a good wood
Yeah.
table, and I love air condition.
So People Mover, you get the breeze, and then Carousel of Progress, you get the AC.
And it's kind of the show itself is
you
actually
get
kind
the
of fun.
the fire song. you
I was gonna
know?
say
It's
the
just-
song.
The
Gets me
robotics
every-
are bad enough for me to where I love them as a
Yeah.
comedy show.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, it's not just like, oh, it's so cool. It's also just like, yeah, it's pretty cool, but it's semi funny. I like it. That's a good one.
Damn,
Okay,
that was my
cool.
number 2. All right, Trent, you're
So
up.
Trent,
My number one, whew, Living with the Land.
Damn, that was my
Dang.
number 3.
Dude, see, this says a lot about us.
This just
We
knocked
are
out
s-
half my roster.
This literally shows our age.
We love
Damn.
air condition. I like to learn about food. Okay, I love food. I used to cook for a very long time.
Yeah.
I like to be educated. I like to not have to move that much. For people to just visually and verbally explain things to me and air condition, I don't want to get off the ride.
I'm gonna run out of things. This is great.
I was gonna say, by the time this gets back to me, because Trent, you get to go again, and then
so we're
Tiffany
gonna
goes
flip on that.
again.
Okay,
Damn,
so you're number 2.
I should not have suggested going first.
Yeah.
Hey, well, yeah. So my number 2 is gonna be Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
I actually didn't have that on.
I think that realistically by now Toy Story Land did a very good job of kind of making that ride realistically almost irrelevant. I mean,
it's a game.
yeah, I mean, but it's very nostalgic. It reminds me of my childhood, especially because in the 90s, all you had in your room as a little boy was anything that was neon and would light up in black light.
Yeah.
I had every black light poster of something. I thought it was the coolest thing. So when I go inside there, it's like instantly I'm back to like a sleepover that I had. In
Like
96.
Toy Story in general is very like us being, 90s,
Yeah.
technically translating that.
My favorite Pixar movie of all time is Toy Story 2.
Yeah. It's closing for like I think 8 months or so. They're basically revamping the whole.
Yeah.
They-
I mean, it needs it. There's the
adding a
lag
scene.
for sure.
Yeah.
I think the thing that they should add is they should do Lightyears or Lightyear,
yeah.
from the animated movie from Buzz Lightyear. Have you seen that?
Who is that?
That's Buzz Lightyear.
That's what
They
I
made-
thought. What do you mean they would replace
They
the
made-
actual
they-
Buzz?
Yeah, there's a movie called Lightyear that's out.
With Chris
and it's-
Evans.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that one's been out for a while. Yeah,
Yeah.
that movie. I'm saying like they have the ability to use that as some of their theme too if they really want to make it different. Like if you want
Yeah.
to keep it and make it relevant, then do that, and at least it'll be different from Toy Story Land.
True.
All right.
Who's up, Tiff? You?
So mine is a show,
Mm.
and it's the Frozen sing along.
What a good choice.
good.
I forgot about
Not just because of the songs and the music, the jokes. When I tell people the jokes,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
adult jokes that are a part of that show that kids don't realize,
Very
game changer. Hilarious every time. I love it. And again, AC.
that. Oh, and the bubbles. When the
There's
bubbles,
a theme.
isn't there bubbles in that? Or,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, when
Yes.
it's your skin. It's
We
magical.
love.
It's relief.
Okay.
Well, you guys took half of my list, but
That was on your list?
no.
Okay.
This
I was
one,
going to say.
this one might just be me, but I love this ride, and I feel like most people don't. But the Astro Orbiter, I love that ride.
Yeah.
And I think if anything, people like dislike it. I don't know if it's the heights of it all, but
Is
I
that the
think
one?
it's
On,
the line.
that's the one on top of the.
yeah,
the
it
thing,
gives you
right?
like such a nice view of the whole.
I like that
park.
because
Nighttime.
I like it because when at the end when it stops and you drop down, it feels like it's
Breaking down.
it's abrupt, and I feel like that's a part of the ride.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm not even dogging it. I'm just saying that's just the mechanics of it, and that's my favorite part. Cause I'm like, and
Oh, wait,
it
I have to
throws-
go again too.
Yes, dude, it's you, Doc.
Man. So this will be my third.
It's audible right here.
I'm gonna just keep sticking with the theme and do
Mhm.
Speedway.
Okay, I see you.
I love that ride at night, and seeing it with the fireworks was like really a different.
Yeah.
Yeah, put
It
an
made it
asterisk
better.
of like fireworks with it. 'Cause I
Mhm.
think that was a different like.
Yeah. I feel
Okay.
like it honestly made it better,
Mhm.
to be honest.
Yeah, I think,
But it's a throwback,
it is.
It's a classic.
I think if you lower your expectations, it can be fun. I think if you, in the nicest way possible.
Again, another ride that's not meant really like for us. But
I mean, you
It's
guys
not meant
took
for us.
a lot of the big ones I wanted, but
yeah.
Tiff,
But
go
listen,
ahead.
after that Pirates bar and then go on that thing,
Yeah.
might be a little bit more fun.
Then it'll make sense why you're swerving so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Is it V next?
Mhm.
All right, my next one, Nemo.
That was
I
not
love it.
mine.
I love the song.
Yeah.
Love the song.
Yeah.
It literally gets stuck. It was in my head earlier. I love that
In
song.
the big
Yes.
blue world.
Yes. I love it. And the aquarium after, obviously, being a Florida girl.
I
Yeah,
do
it's
like.
a-
I
the
love me
aquarium.
an aquarium.
It's a 2-for-1.
It really is. So Nemo is mine. All right, Trent, you're number 3.
Mine is meant something to me just as a kid, but it's also gone forever now, and that's Muppets 3D.
Wow.
It's still there right now.
I know, but
Technically.
it's going away. Then I'm gonna go as many times as I can. But I'm gonna go ahead and say that one is my third for sure.
Yeah.
Every single time I go, the last time we went in there was a guy that was sitting off to the side that was a worker, and I laughed so hard a couple of times that he kept looking over at me with concern almost, like he was like,
Is he okay?
is it that funny?
It's the old guy.
The old guys get me every
They're
time.
so
At one
funny.
point, he said, "What a beautiful scene. Too bad they're gonna ruin it with a pig."
Yeah. Yeah.
I was not ready for that. I think I made a weird noise where even I was like, "Oh." It makes me laugh so much every time. I know what they're gonna say, and I don't care. I want to hear it
Yeah.
every time.
We may have gardened that day as well, so it made it extra funny.
I love them.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
All
Trent,
right.
you get
Well,
number
it's you
4 as
again
well.
for number 4.
My last one is gonna be not even necessarily a ride. It's gonna be the queue, the waiting line for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Oh. Wait, does the queue still have like all the memorabilia and stuff?
It has all the posters on the wall of like all the different movies and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff and everything. And there's this one part where there's this railing and it goes back and forth, a little zigzag kind of motion. And
It's a good
again,
ride.
and oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the air conditioned ladies. There are a few air conditioned vents up there that pour down on you like a monsoon in Thailand. It's perfect. It's what I'm looking for. But the little movie trailers and stuff or fake movie posters I think are really cool. Every time I see them, a part of me wants to pretend that it's Blockbuster 1998 and I could just figure out how to sneak one off and take it, put it in my bedroom.
Yeah. I like the new artwork for it too.
Yeah.
I respect it. All right,
What about you,
number
Tiff?
4.
All right. You ready, Case?
Don't you
It might
dare
be on
take
your
it.
list.
I know. Don't do it. What is it?
Oh, you guys have the same taste.
Jungle Cruise.
That's not even. That is beloved. That's not weirdly beloved. That's
I can't
quite
say that.
literally. I mean, I'll give it to you, but that's like.
Wait, no. I retract that then. I retract that.
Take
You
it
know what I'm
back.
gonna, you know what I'm gonna put?
It's like saying Pirates in
You
the
know what I'm
Caribbean.
gonna put? You know what I'm gonna put? Tom Sawyer Island.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a
Okay.
fair.
I
fair
think it's
assessment.
underrated and it's being taken away. And we had a really good time there last time we went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, I
It
think
was fun.
it really is what you make it. You know,
It's a great TikTok
it's a playground
spot.
A playground for fun.
I think low key it's a good spot for just a picnic, man. People forget.
Yeah.
People forget, and for anyone who's listening who doesn't go to Disney that much, and you're kind of watching this for the first time, first off, hey. Second off, you can bring in your own food into Disney. You can bring in your own drinks into Disney. People pretend that it costs thousands of dollars to do all this. It
Yeah.
doesn't. And if you're an adult that likes to, like, you're a Disney adult kind of like us, and you like to have a good time whenever you're going to some of the parks, you can bring in
we used
your
to bring
own.
a pub sub every time we went.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. That's what I mean. We used to stop at the same one on Osceola Parkway because it's close to right over there.
Mhm.
And that's where we would change. That's where
Yeah.
we would get our food and
Yeah.
go in there. Like if you have an open container of Coca-Cola, like say you're on the way there and it's hot out and you wanted to have a little sip of your Gatorade first, you can bring it in. They're not,
Yeah.
You know where you can't do that?
where
Universal.
This is true.
they don't
You-
like it.
You can literally buy a drink, a soda on City Walk, and you can't go into.
Which
Yeah.
is
park with
crazy.
it.
Yeah, and it's not
Yeah.
even like at Disney when you're doing it, you're trying to sneak anything in. It's just literally between but sometimes between where the bus drops you off and where you walk to, it's through the Sahara Desert, and you're
Yeah.
parched.
Yeah.
So I need to quench my parchness.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my
All right,
my
Casey,
last
what's your number
one-
4?
My last one is literally one of my favorite rides, and it's Spaceship Earth. I love that ride. I can go on that ride.
Is that the one
I
that messed
see
me
you
up?
have a theme.
That's not the one that messed me
continuously.
up, right?
No, that's Mission Space.
Okay.
The
Ugh.
Spaceship Earth is the ball. where
Oh
you
yeah,
kinda-
yeah, yeah.
You go
Yeah.
up and it's like, and that's where I said it smells really good, like the burning. We actually don't now like have to do it. I feel like we haven't done it in quite a while.
Oh yeah, a long time.
But
I
that
mean,
was
the
my
last
far-
few times there's been like a 30-minute wait or something, and I'm waiting 5 minutes for that ride.
It's typically a walk on, and that's why it's
Yeah.
reliable. You know, you catch it on the way in.
But I
you
think it's
catch
because we
it on
were
the way
like
out.
going when it was good weather, you
Yeah.
know, so everyone's out. But next time we go, it'll probably be 5 minutes.
All right, so name
Wow.
them again. Name them again. Who do we think won?
Okay, so me, number 1, Carousel of Progress, Frozen Sing Along, Nemo, and Tom Sawyer Island.
Pretty solid.
all over the place.
but it's pretty solid.
Yeah. Okay, Casey has a People Mover, Astro Orbiter, Speedway, and Spaceship Earth.
It's very
I
futuristic.
feel like there's like kind of a theme going on.
for sure. And that wasn't
Trent?
even my plan at first.
Yeah, but it all went together.
Yeah.
Trent has Living with the Land, Buzz Lightyear, Muppets 3D, and Mickey and Minnie's Railway.
Not even. It wasn't the ride, was it? It was the queue.
The queue.
Or was
Not
it the
even
ride?
the ride.
Yeah,
the
it's
queue.
just the queue.
Just the air conditioned vents.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
we're kind of all random.
I think we might have to leave it to the listeners to see
Yeah.
what was their favorite. I'll put a
I'd
poll
love to
up.
know.
I'll put a poll up and they'll
Because, I
decide.
mean, to be honest, I love them all. So you can't really go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
All right,
goodies.
Well, we will see who was the winner of that. All right, I
Yes,
think
we
it's
will.
time for our next segment.
Now, whip or tripped.
All right, whipped or tripped is our segment where we do just a random hot take and opinion on something, and we decide if it's whipped, it's a W, we agree, or if it's tripped and we leave it in the parking lot. All right, I'll kick us off. So my whipped or tripped is watching Happily Ever After from behind the castle and
Yes.
not in front of the castle. And I think people literally camp out for like 2 hours before waste most of their park day trying to find a spot to be inches away from somebody else. When
Yeah.
you can literally go behind it, dance. Like you could like do whatever you want, you know, like you have so much room back there and you have such like you're physically closer to the fireworks. So it's like
Honestly, yeah, you're like kind of right underneath them.
it's a better view. And there's speakers
Yeah.
everywhere, so it's loud. It's not like you like can't hear what's happening. Oh
Yeah.
my god, it is so underrated, and I don't know why people cram. And I mean, I
Yeah.
guess for the animations on the castle, I get it, but I think once you've seen that one time, it's
Mhm.
not worth being crunched up next to people.
Well, and it depends like when you're there too, because last time when we went, I think it was so humid and there was like some cloud stuff going on. And remember, we couldn't see anything on the castle when we were walking past. We already weren't gonna watch the show, but we were going towards a ride and we couldn't see anything on the castle. So we're like, you know what, screw it, let's just keep going. We ended up doing Speedway, seeing the start of the fireworks, and then walking to Tiana's, and it was beautiful. And there was
Yeah.
nobody out there. We were dancing, we were singing, we were crying, we were doing all the things.
Yeah,
Well,
I would agree. I think that's one of the things that you said is after you've seen it a couple times in terms of the show, like the visual show on the castle, it's
Mhm.
cool being behind there because you end up just hearing the words, like the whole speech and everything like that. And for some reason, and again, I don't know what it was the last time we were there. I think just being in my 30s now and just having real responsibility, when I was listening to them talk, I was like, I don't know if Pop Walt wrote this for me or what was going on.
Yeah.
But
It's deep.
yeah, it got too deep at one point. I didn't realize where I was. I was
you
like,
gotta
I had
reach
to,
out and find.
yeah, I
Your
started
happily
tilting my
ever
head
after.
back.
Going down.
Started tipping my head back like Jody on Baby Boy, trying to keep my tears
Oh my
back in my
God.
eyes. So I'm gonna agree. I think we all agree.
Yeah, we all agree.
That's a whip.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000. All right, this might be controversial. I think Peter Pan's got to go.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
gotta
like
go
the
because-
concept of the boats flying,
Yep.
but it's just a bunch of miniatures. I understand
Yeah.
that it's old, but it could still be Peter Pan.
But Tiff,
But
what is it? What
revamped
is it
Peter
hurting?
Pan.
You know, I feel like it's one of those things where it's almost like a really old person, and you're like, they're not hurting anybody. You know, just like let him exist
Well,
in
it's
that little
wasting
corner.
space.
Yeah. I
Is
still
it
don't
or
want him
could,
driving on 95.
Well, I mean, obviously people like it because there's always a long wait. but I know it's because only kids that are, yay high are
That's
going
the
on
biggest
it.
reason why. I mean, so you know what? I would say I don't know if I agree or disagree because I honestly, you know what? I'm gonna say I agree.
See, it's an opening day ride, and those just
Yeah.
have a sweet spot for me that I'm like the amount of space it takes up, we could build something somewhere else. Just like let
Well,
let
yeah.
it just
But why not just
But I'm saying
live.
not
Just
to get
revamp
even
it?
get rid of it. Just give it a little loving.
Yeah,
Just
revamp
give
it.
it a little
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I
what's
agree
wrong?
with
What's
that.
wrong with
or
revamping it?
revamp. We have so many like all these animatronics, not even animatronics, but just like they could make it 3D or like something like better.
Yeah,
just
because
better.
realistically, when you think about it, that it was their opening day, but at the same time, these kids are gonna get to a point where visually what they see, I mean, they're starting to be on iPads when they're 3 years old and stuff like that. Like you're gonna get a 5-year-old on that ride in the next like 15 years. It's gonna be like, this ride is so mid. I don't even
Yeah.
like this ride. You know what I mean? And you're just like, so I think that revamping it is at least a way to like
Yeah.
keep it relevant if you want to keep it, do something with the
I'll agree
technology.
with that part.
Revamping it? Okay.
All right.
It could use some love.
Okay,
know?
cool. That's mine.
Speaking of Peter Pan, mine could be a rant. Mine could be made up in my mind. It could all be an illusion.
Okay.
But I think that the movie and just the premise of Peter Pan I think it's a dark film. I don't think it's a
Did you
happy
just
film.
think of this randomly?
I didn't think of it randomly, Casey. I've been thinking about it since I was a little boy.
That was already yours.
When I was looking up at the North Star, 2 stars over to the right.
That's crazy that we both had Peter Pan.
That's why I freaked out. That's why I freaked out a little bit. So listen to this, right?
That's how sync.
So listen to this. Peter
Our
Pan
cycle.
is this random, and just hear me out. He's this random guy, right? Just this random older man boy,
Yeah.
if you will, trapped in time, who is going around finding children who are somewhat lost, if you will,
Yeah.
in the world. And he takes them away
Trent, have you ever
to a
heard
faraway place.
Tiffany, what is that Taylor Swift song? Is it called Wendy? It's all about how Peter Pan is like really not a great guy. I mean,
And that's
in
why I'm a
reality,
Swiftie. It's not even because of the music. It's because of her belief of Peter Pan. You know what I mean? It's for
Her
her extensive
non-belief.
knowledge of Peter
Or
Pan.
non-belief.
No, she believes because her knowledge is very on point. Basically, this man guy.
well, she was Wendy in the situation where like
Was she?
Okay.
Peter always says, "I'm gonna come back for you. I'll be back," and like she sits waiting by the window,
And he doesn't come back.
And that's the whole
His
plot of
Peter's a
Hook.
piece of shit.
That's the whole
Yeah.
plot of Hook. When you
Yeah.
watch the movie Hook, he ends up dating and marrying and have kids with Wendy's daughter. That ain't how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
That ain't what he would do.
That's
So,
pretty weird.
but anyway, he keeps her locked up in a cage. Who? Tinkerbell. And just shakes her around whenever he wants some magic pixie dust to fly off, to just fly away and go
You
collect
sound
other
like
little.
me with Willy Wonka because it
And-
all
and-
makes
and
sense
for the-
if you,
And
for
if
the-
you really
and-
break it down.
But for the first time,
Yeah.
I agree with you, and I'm sorry I'm waving around Mjolnir right now.
I know.
But at the
he's very
same-
Molinear happy.
But at the same time, I was thinking about it today when I was like, man, what is my take? And then for some reason, Peter Pan hit me, and I don't dislike the movies. I love them. I love the concept of Peter Pan.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, let's be honest. It's a dark movie about a guy that's going around potentially kidnapping children.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then there's a group of guys over there that are pirates that I think are trying to say. I think they're trying to battle them.
Oh,
I think they might be. I don't know. It's all in my head. Is it whipped or tripped?
I honestly don't even know. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
you were
with
kind of all over the place. You lost me at the end.
no. I mean, I
She got it.
hear you because like from like a theoretical standpoint, yes, he's a little
Theoretically?
strange.
It's a strange one.
Oh no, it's definitely strange.
All
when
I'm
you
going to
think about
ask is,
it.
does it have the potential to actually be a little darker than they
Yeah.
might have intended?
Yes, then I will agree. Yes.
Okay.
All
Cool
right,
beans.
and with that, I think it's time that we exit through the gift shop.
I think so.
I think it's time.
Well, everybody, thanks again for joining for another episode of Dole Whip Destination. If you made it this far, you're one of us now. And don't forget, you can get all of our stuff on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcasts.
All right.
And so,
We'll see you real soon.
see you real soon.
I don't think we're ever gonna get that, but I
We
love
have
you.
to.
Bye.